the Friday after Thanksgiving. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. So just wanted, like I said, I'm just going to do very short videos to just bring you information. Now, when I show you on this TV, it might be hard to see, but I want you to listen, okay? It doesn't matter, you know, you'll get the drift, because there's things you're going to hear here that you're not hearing on the mainstream media, and it's sad. So, again, guys, you got to stay positive. We are, I mean, you just have to, because it's all going to work out, I'm telling you. So right now, let me show you what I've been watching, okay? So, again, watch this.
Across the country.
Listen to this.
Happy Thanksgiving, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great one with friends and family.
Excellent.
President Trump has also issued a Thanksgiving proclamation today. He says, on Thanksgiving, we thank God for the abundant blessings in our lives as we gather with family and friends to celebrate this season of generosity, hope, and gratitude. We commemorate America's founding traditions of faith, family, and friendship. And we give thanks for the principles of freedom, liberty, and democracy that make our country exceptional in the history of the world. And then election news. Twitter has suspended the personal account of Republican Senator Doug Mastriano. He's the one who organized the Pennsylvania election oversight hearing on Wednesday. Twitter says his account violated its rules. We haven't heard from the state senator yet on his take. Twitter also appears to have blocked prosecutor Sidney Powell's website, which has links to her recent court filings and even her donation page. If you try to share the link, you'll get a message saying this link has been identified by Twitter or our partners as being potentially harmful. Republicans, of course, have criticized Twitter over its alleged censorship. Lawmakers now thinking about making changes to Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act. That shields tech companies from most liability for content. The block came after Powell filed a federal lawsuit alleging massive election fraud in Georgia. It cites multiple violations of the Constitution and Georgia state laws, as well as issues with the Dominion voting systems. Here's the details.
The civil action alleges a plot of illegally and fraudulently manipulating the vote count to make certain the election of Joe Biden as President of the United States. Attorney Sidney Powell filed a 104-page complaint in the U.S. District Court, Northern District of Georgia, Atlanta Division, against Georgia Governor Brian Kemp, Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, and other election officials. The suit claims to have incontrovertible evidence that at least 96,600 absentee ballots were requested and counted but were never recorded as being returned to county election boards by the voter, stating thus at a minimum 96,600 votes must be disregarded. According to the suit, fraud was also allegedly executed by many means. It states the most troubling, however, to be election manipulation by software created and run by domestic and foreign actors for that very purpose. The massive fraud begins with the election software and hardware from Dominion voting system. The complaint cites a former electronic intelligence analyst and a former U.S. military intelligence expert. Both allege that the Dominion system and software were certainly compromised by rogue actors such as Iran and China, who say this took place during the 2020 election.
Powell also filed a lawsuit in Michigan Wednesday. That seeks to set aside the results of the state's election.
Attorney Sidney Powell's Michigan lawsuit repeats the claims of massive election fraud in the state of Michigan as in Georgia, and that it helped make Joe Biden's lead possible in the state. It claims that Michigan state election officials directed the misconduct. It cites eyewitness and expert testimony alleging there were enough ballots identified to overturn and reverse the election results. It also says the state's election was so riddled with fraud that the results can't be relied on. The suit claims that Dominion voting systems helped facilitate the fraud. In addition to Dominion computer fraud, the suit also claims there was traditional voting fraud, including harassment, intimidation, and even physical removal of Republican poll challengers. The lawsuit is filed against Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, Michigan Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson, and the Michigan Board of State Canvassers. Michigan certified its results on Monday, but Trump lawyer Jenna Ellis said the certification by state officials is only a procedural step. There are 2 pending lawsuits in Michigan.
Dominion Voting Systems issued another statement on Wednesday. It says the recent allegations made against the company are unfounded. It says its machines are designed and certified by the US government to be closed and not rely on network connectivity. Powell's complaint cited a former electronic intelligence analyst who says that the Dominion software was accessed by agents acting on behalf of China and Iran to monitor and manipulate the election. And some neighborhoods in Milwaukee, Wisconsin reported unusually high election turnout. We break down some of the numbers for you here.
Listen to
About
this.
13,000 fewer people voted in Milwaukee, Wisconsin this election compared to 2016. But in several neighborhoods, the number of ballots cast increased dramatically. Based on demographic data from 2010, which is the most recent available, in City Ward 235, over 100...
Choose Winters and Yonker, and we will send an attorney to you for your auto accident. I'm Bill Winters. I take great pride.
105% of the eligible voting population cast ballots. It recorded 1,768 votes for Biden and 339 for Trump, but only 1,680 people are eligible to vote there. There are over 2,000 registered voters there, but that doesn't necessarily reflect how many people actually live there. Oftentimes, people don't cancel their registrations when they move. The county spokesman said voter turnout could exceed 100% if there are only a couple of households and a resident turns 18 before Election Day. But that wouldn't apply to this ward, which has a larger population. 4 other wards had a turnout of between 92 to 97%. Altogether, they represent nearly 8,000 votes. Almost 6,000 of them went to Biden. No city ward got above 90% in 2016, and 4 other wards reported massive vote increases. Up to 44% more people voted this year. The increases stand out because the city's overall vote count dropped by nearly 4% compared to 2016. President Trump is contesting the results in Wisconsin, which show Joe Biden ahead by about 20,000 votes. The state's certification deadline is next Tuesday.
And in business news, a family-owned restaurant in the Midwest donated 1 day's worth of sales to its furloughed workers. And it happened just one night before Kentucky's governor reimposed a ban on indoor dining. NTD's Phil Zoe spoke to the owner.
Jeff Ruby Culinary Entertainment operates 7 luxury steakhouses across Kentucky, Ohio, and Tennessee. The family business decided to donate $60,000, all of one night's sales, to its furloughed workers. This after indoor dining was banned again in Kentucky, impacting 2 of the Jeff Ruby steakhouses.
When we heard the announcement that Governor Andy Beshear was going to close for the second time restaurants, we were devastated, we were blindsided.
The restaurant chain has been in business for 40 years. It currently employs over 500 workers in total. But the new restriction forced the business to furlough more than half of its 160 workers in Kentucky.
When you basically have to go deliver a message that your restaurant family is getting furloughed right before the holidays with no plan in place whatsoever, it's the most heartbreaking message I've ever given.
Miller also operates restaurants in Cincinnati and sits on the Ohio Governor's Advisory Board. She says restaurants shouldn't be shut down, and keeping them open with safety measures can actually limit the spread of the CCP virus.
We know that they're safe. I'm on Governor DeWine's restaurant advisory group. I've had health commissioners to my face and epidemiologists, and here in Cincinnati, even our own mayor, Mayor Cranley, saying that restaurants should not be shut down. They are not part of this second surge, this wave, that restaurants actually help offset these large gatherings in unregulated environment.
Miller says she will be cutting checks 2 weeks early to her furloughed workers. Her 2 Kentucky restaurants will receive anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 from the government for the 3-week closure. Miller plans to donate that amount to her workers as well. Phil Zoe, NTD News.
And record...
Okay. All right. So I'm just going to probably shut this or leave it on behind me. So listen. I wanted to bring that to you because this is actually another brand new news, but you could pick it up, go to YouTube. You could follow it on YouTube, NTD. It's really great. It's, you know, there's many out there, guys, many out there. So while I have this time, I want to bring you up to date on President Trump's tweets. I'll tell you. Also, for the many that didn't get to see his press, I guess, conference yesterday at the White House, I'll have that and I'll come back on to show you that. 13 minutes ago, the president tweeted this: Biden can only enter the White House as president if he can prove that his ridiculous 80 million votes were not fraudulently or illegally obtained. When you see what happened in Detroit, Atlanta, Philadelphia, and Milwaukee, massive voter fraud. He got a big unsolvable problem. Then the president retweeted 2 hours ago, Yassi Melman. Masin Fag, I don't know how to say these names, has been assassinated in Damavan, east of Tehran, according to reports in Iran. He was head of Iran's secret military program and wanted for many years by Mossad. His death is a major psychological and professional blow for Iran. The president tweeted 58 minutes ago. The New York Times. I'll tell you what, breaking news. Iran stopped nuclear scientists from fatally shot in northern Iran. State media reported he was seen as the force behind its nuclear weapons program. The president tweeted Dan Scavino. Let me show you this.
So there's no, like...
We have a reason, explanation why those votes.
So there's no, like, concrete, just to get on the record, there's no concrete explanation as to how those 2,700 votes were not counted by the machine in the first place?
We don't know. I mean, we can't. They're not in there anywhere. So we don't know why they did get scanned in there.
So have the Dominion tech guys that have been troubleshooting here all day been able to figure out why they weren't in there?
But I don't know if I can speak for that. They're not allowed to comment.
They're not allowed to comment.
And you're not allowed to tell me.
Sorry.
It's just.
But as of right now, you can also not confirm that it was a memory card or anything of that nature as well, right? Because that hasn't been confirmed, to my knowledge, by anyone here.
I don't think it was a memory card. I can almost. You?
I don't think it was a memory card.
So it was. We can rule out memory
Rule out a
card.
memory card that wasn't scanned.
Yeah, okay, it seems like it's human error.
It seems like it, but what's the evidence that would indicate it would be a human error issue?
The ballots didn't transfer over like they should have, and that could have been dealing with how whatever programmer programmed them. But at this point, we really don't know, so that's why
Could it also potentially be a software issue?
we're not going to speculate at this point.
But you just said it could potentially be a human error. That was speculation.
Correct. So that's why you're
So
asking
then it
all
could-
these types of different questions.
I'm
We
just
really
trying to
can't
get-
give you. I know what
Okay,
you're trying to do.
yeah.
And we really don't have it pinpointed
Okay.
right now. Like
That's fine.
we want to be able to give you the exact answer on what happened.
Absolutely.
I'm not able to do that right
Okay.
now.
All right. Fair enough. Thank you for that.
See that? I'll tell you, 30 minutes ago, the president tweeted this. He